Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we are tier ranking every historical American Girl doll that the company has released. Now, Claudia is not on this list because she's only been out for about 2 weeks now, so I am going to include her at the end because I have her, so I figured, why the heck not? I did one of these back when my channel, I think, was fairly new, and there was no Claudia. I think if Courtney was out, she was fairly new at the time, so my opinions definitely have changed. And also at that time, I didn't own every single historical doll American Girl has released. And now I am lucky enough to be able to actually say that. So I have seen all of these dolls in person. I have at least one outfit from each collection. I did not create this list, but I will try my best to remember to link it in the description down below. If you want to see me do this with the Girl of the Years, I do own a good chunk of them as well, so I figured, you know what, we did Truly Me, now we're doing historical, so it's only a matter of time before we do the Girl of the Years. So anyway, we're doing another tier list because, you know what, they're fun and they're different. When you rank something based off a tier, and for me personally, it's a little bit different than when I use the sorter. We're going to have to endure the ad because once you click it to go away, a new one will pop up. So that's how it's going to go. Also, this is just strictly my opinion, okay? So this is not the right or wrong answer. I have very strong opinions about some of these dolls. The ones I don't like, though, there's not a historical that I absolutely hate. There are just some that they're just, I don't really mesh with them, but it's okay. It's my favorite line. It's the whole reason I collect dolls in the first place, so they're pretty special. And I'm actually sitting in the doll room with them while I'm recording this. So, S tier, superb, superior, satisfactory, literally the best of the best of the best. A tier, good, but not superb. B tier is kind of middle ground. B tier is good. C tier is meh. D tier is just disappointing, and F tier is failure. I don't think any of them will go in there. We might not even need F tier, but it's just gonna hang out there just in case I'm not feeling very nice. But anyway, the best friends are all on here as well. So we're going to start. I don't think this is in any particular order, but Mary Ellen Larkin. So Grease is my favorite movie. So that means 1950s is one of my favorite decades ever. I actually had the whole poodle skirt costume going on one year for Halloween. So Mary Ellen and I, we have a lot in common. And she was the doll I bought for myself for my birthday, the year I got back into dolls. And she was my first adult purchased in-store doll. I've only ever purchased 3 dolls in-store as an adult, and Mary Ellen was the first. She is, however, one of the dolls whose names I did change, so she is Eleanor in my collection. The only thing I literally just despise about this doll is her weird bangs, but I'm going to put her... She's going in A tier, because if she didn't have those bangs, I feel like she'd definitely be in S tier. And I know it's I don't know. So I've never read her book, but I know she's supposed to cut her hair. So I'm wondering, is it, for those of you that have read her books, did she cut her bangs? But then I feel like that'd be weird because Courtney's bangs look like that too. So I don't know. Let me know. Melody. Okay, so Melody in my collection, her name is Daisy, and I'm obsessed with her hair flip. I think it is so adorable. There are a ton of pieces in Melody's collection that I am in love with. Just everything. Her little pink doo-wop dress, which I still don't own, and I would absolutely love to own. Miss Melody. Yeah, okay, we're gonna fix that. Yeah. Well, no, I'm putting them both in the same. This is freaking difficult. Why did I do this to myself? I do this for you guys, just so you all know. They're gonna stay there. If I feel the need to do some rearranging as we get further into this craziness, I will definitely do that. Felicity Merriman, my favorite American Girl movie of all time. She is the originator of the Felicity Green eyes. This is actually, this picture is the variant of the Felicity that I own. Yeah, she's S tier. She is the whole reason, like, they no longer do the white bodies because they had to make the cloth bodies match the skin tone of the vinyl because of the low neckline of her dresses, which is something I didn't know until I got back into collecting and really, like, did a whole, like, deep dive, I guess, into the history of American Girl. So I didn't know that. That's a fun fact about Miss Felicity. I love her. Samantha, okay, so one of our OGs. We all have our favorite of the three originals, and mine is somebody that's going to be a little bit down the line here. But Samantha, first American Girl movie, first American Girl to get a best friend. I'm a fan of her, like, all different vamps of her collection. Like, I even like the Be Forever one. For me personally, even though it is so not Samantha Parkington personality, I love all the pink and the girly stuff. Samantha would never be caught dead wearing, like, half of that stuff. But, I mean, it's fine. Samantha can endure it for a little bit. But I love Samantha. She's incredible. She definitely is one of the staples in American Girl history. But she's going to go there. Because S tier is only reserved for one of the original three. And we'll tell you who it is in a little bit. Josefina. I have a very special place in my heart for this doll because she was actually a birthday present from my great aunt, who is also an American Girl collector, and her and my great uncle bought Josefina for me to get me one step closer to completing the historical collection. And I love Josefina. As a kid, she never really appealed to me for some reason. I don't know, because she was, like, always around and stuff. And I was one of those kids who grew up calling her Josefina, and it's so incredibly embarrassing now. So I'm very sorry, Josefina. I did not know. But there's a lot of pieces in her collection that are just not for me personally. I don't know why. You guys know I'm all about the glitz and glam and the fancy stuff, and I know that's not who Josefina is, but she did give us the Josefina mold, which some of my favorite dolls have this mold. I love Josefina. She's absolutely beautiful. I think was she the first historical with pierced ears? Let me know down below. I'm thinking she was, but I'm not entirely sure. She's really pretty. Her collection is just not my favorite. So I'm going to put her in B tier. You know what? Let me go ahead. I think I'm going to delete. Yeah, we're going to delete D tier. Okay. So yeah, but it's just easier when there's 5 rows. Okay. So yeah, she's middle of the pack. Nenea. So Nenea was the first doll I bought with rewards points because when I got back into collecting, I was like, what are these rewards things? Well, needless to say, I hit Berry member by, like, the end of the year. Originator of the Nenea mold, which either you loved it or you hated it, or you still really don't know, like, how to feel about it. I only have the one Nenea mold in my collection right now. I love her. She's so pretty. She is Lucy in my collection. A lot of her outfits are not, like, I like her, I have her school outfit and her luau dress, 2 of my absolute favorites. Nenea has a lot of, since she is from Hawaii, there's a lot of bright and colorful pieces. I have been to Hawaii. I'm actually going back. I don't think I will bring Nenea. I'm still trying to decide who to bring, but I love her. She's very cute, but kind of like Josefina, her collection is not something I really, like, love and gravitate towards when I go to the American Girl store. Marie Grace Gardner. So I wasn't actively collecting when this lady was released. However, one of my most proudest moments as an adult collector is finding the brand new Marie Grace in box for under $200 on Mercari. And I thought, like, I was getting scammed. I thought it was some type of cruel joke. And then she showed up and I was like, whoa, this is real. So I love Marie Grace. I think she's absolutely stunning. I have Primrose, one of my favorite customs in my entire collection, has the Marie Grace mold. And I'm so excited. More Marie Grace molds are coming back for the Truly Me's. This video is probably going out way after that, but I'm doing a lot of pre-filming right now. So I love Marie Grace. I love a lot of her pieces. She's so adorable. The only reason she's not going in S tier is because she wasn't out for very long and she wasn't given the proper, chance. Courtney Moore. Yeah. She is the only one I think that could have possibly gone in the... No, she's going in the disappointed tier because I love the 80s. It is probably... I love it most likely more than the 50s. I was very, very excited for when she was coming out. It was the year I got back into dolls, and I was like, wow, what better way to celebrate than a brand new historical from like my favorite decade over the last like 100 years or whatever. And I remember when the pictures of her leaked, I was like, oh, okay. And I am like the serious lover of all the blonde hair, blue eyed dolls because I have blonde hair and blue eyes myself. So I love them. Okay. Some of my favorite dolls have blonde hair and blue eyes. What bothers me about Courtney is there was a lot of like marketing and mystery stuff, and they released that silhouette, and there was like all this hype around her specifically. I don't really know why they don't do this for every single new doll they release. Like, for some reason, to me, it doesn't even seem like they hyped up Joss, Kira, or Corinne as much as they did Courtney. And of course, we all know the Claudia situation. But I don't know why everybody was so obsessed with this doll. Maybe because a lot of people, you know, that were collecting dolls and stuff at the time, they were kids in the 80s. And because American Girl did come out in the 80s and she was coming with her own mini Molly doll. I don't know. But when Courtney was released, I don't like the style of her collection at all. I don't like its mix and match. I don't like that you have to literally buy like two. I wanted the houndstooth outfit, okay? So you have to buy the top and the skirt separately and it comes with an extra top and an extra skirt that I never use and I never like. So, I mean, yeah, you could sell that stuff, but like, it's just, I'm a big fan of where they had the 6-book series and then each outfit would get a story and it would just come as a complete outfit and stuff. And I don't like the way Courtney and her collection is marketed. My Courtney, Rhiannon, I changed up her hair a little bit. Again, she might be a little bit higher if those bangs didn't exist. And she doesn't look, her and Mary Ellen, you put them together. Are they together on my display? I actually have them next to each other on my display, and they don't really look that much alike. I think it's really just the bangs that you're kind of like, oh, wow. And they have the same face mold. But anyway, Courtney disappointed us. Ooh. Okay, so I'm not a fan of Julie Albright. I was as a kid. I think it was because she had such long, beautiful, sleek hair, and it was awesome. I don't particularly care for a lot of her pieces. I don't like them, and I know that's probably an extremely unpopular opinion, but I think Julie Albright is an extremely overrated historical, and out of the historicals that have been retired, I really think Julie's time has definitely, I think her time's up. Oh my God, the best of the best. This is Kaya. Kaya, I usually put in like a league all of her own because if you didn't know, American Girl spent 5 years researching Kaya and everything just to make sure they had everything completely accurate for this doll's release. I thought it was really cool because her name was Kaya. My name is Kyla. Like, I don't know. I thought it was cool. She's my grandma's favorite doll, so I always think of my nanny when I look at her. She is just an absolute masterpiece, and I did not like her for the longest time, and I cannot tell you why now because she looks so sweet, and she is just, the amount of detail in this girl's collection is phenomenal, and I really wish they would have given that attention to Courtney and kind of developed something brand new instead of doing this weird mix and match and selling everything in those like iridescent plastic bags. I don't know. Kaya, like you cannot get better than Kaya. You really, really can't. All right, Kit Kittredge. Okay, so the entire reason I'm sitting here making this video, her name is Margaret Mildred Kittredge, and so I have a very, like, the most special place in my heart for this doll because I remember opening her. It's on video. If I ever do find that videotape, I will never show it to you guys because it's so embarrassing. But I was like 3, and she looked like me at the time, okay, except I had bangs and she doesn't, but Kit is very cute. She's so adorable. She's very different from a lot of the other dolls because her bob, there's only like, is it number 57 that has like a similar bob to like, you don't really see a lot of American Girls with short hair. There's some parts of Kit's collection that I love and other pieces that I just do not like at all. And her best friend happens to be my least favorite when it comes to the best friend dolls. So I'm going to put her... This seems rude, so I'm going to put her in B tier. She gets to jump up an entire tier because she was my first girly. My second girly and my favorite girly, the only doll I have a double of in my collection. I got Kirsten when I went to the AG Place Chicago. She was my second doll. I think I was like 4. My great aunts bought her for me. And I think we opened her on the train coming home. And then I played with her so much to the point where she is like going bald now. And so I do own 35th anniversary Kirsten, which is the one I keep on display. And she is like my collector doll. Like, I do not touch her unless I'm dusting the display, rearranging the display, or I need her in a video. Kirsten is my absolute favorite historical doll, and nobody will ever top that. Kaya, I'm sorry. Kaya, you could come close, but Kirsten and I have just been through so much together that it's just not even. Addie. Amazing, gorgeous doll, the creator of the Addie mold, our very, very first doll of color from this company. She is incredible. I have vivid memories of me reading Addie's books. I don't know why. There are some other books that I just remember reading as a kid. I think like Molly's, Addie's, and Kirsten's specifically, I remember. So I love her. She's incredible. A lot of her outfits to me, I really do like. And I think, honestly, I'm going to put her in S tier because she's amazing. And I do have the Be Forever variant, but she's stunning. There's just nothing wrong with her. She's amazing. Actually, no. The one thing wrong with Addie Walker is they need to uncube her and start adding things to her collection. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, look. So Molly's time period historically is one that I like to do a lot of research on. I don't want to say it's my favorite because that's kind of not really like I don't think that would be taken very well. It is a very intriguing decade for me. I know her and Nenea are from like the same time, but Molly specifically, her movie though, for some reason, it is one that I never go back and watch. I just never really connected with it, and I don't know why. Molly was my third doll, and I really liked her as a kid. But there's not a lot of things in her collection that I love. I know a ton of people love her, and Molly has received so many re-releases over the years, the most recent being the 2022 variant. I don't know why she's gotten so many re-releases. It's kind of like annoying and redundant at this point. Like, give Samantha and Kirsten some more releases. Like, come on, Kirsten especially, because she's only got 2. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, Cecile. So, unpopular opinion, I prefer Marie Grace over Cecile. It took me forever to get a Cecile, and I do love mine, don't get me wrong. I love a lot of pieces in her collection. I think she's a very beautiful doll. I love her name, actually. But I just prefer, maybe it's because Marie Grace comes in the pink dress. I don't know. I just prefer Marie Grace. I don't know why. I just do. But no, I'm going to put Cecile in B tier. I mean, she's cute, but again, I prefer Marie Grace. All right, so Caroline Abbott. I, again, was not collecting when she was released, and just like Marie Grace and Cecile, I think she definitely needed way more time because the things they could have done with her collection, I love this doll a lot. Her collection is not one of my favorites, so she's kind of middle of the road for me. Rebecca Rubin. I love this doll. I love her collections. She was the very last one I needed officially to complete the historical collection until Claudia came along. But I love my Rebecca so much. Her collection is always one I gravitate towards at the store, and just she's so pretty. And technically, I had a Rebecca as a kid. I had the historical variant when I got back into collecting because Rebecca was my last doll, so I never really connected with her. When I got back into collecting, I was like, I'm going to customize her. Well, that was really stupid on my part because I didn't end up liking the doll I made. But here's the thing. I do like Be Forever Rebecca much better than the historical one, so it's okay. All right, so before we move on to the 5 best friends, I'm going to tell you guys right now that Claudia Wells is an S-tier doll, and she has an S-tier collection. All right, Emily Bennett. Emily Bennett is my second favorite best friend doll. I do have most of her pieces, actually. I have a lot of the best friend clothes, actually. But I don't... I'm putting her in A tier. She's not S tier because of the fact that there are... Well, I think maybe it's only her snowsuit that I don't like. I don't know. She's going to go in A tier. Nelly, our very first best friend, is also going in A tier. I have every single Nelly outfit except for her green one. I can't remember what it's called. I do have her meat dress. I just don't know where the heck it is. Nelly is amazing. Her character is super, super cute. And Nelly dolls actually are like 1 inch taller than the other dolls. Their necks are like really long for some reason. I don't know why. And my Nelly has like a weird defective eye. So sometimes she like, it looks like she's winking at you. Elizabeth, my fair Elizabeth. That's my favorite. That is my favorite historical doll of all time. Kirsten is my favorite historical doll. Elizabeth is my favorite historical best friend. But if I had to pick one over the other, I'd pick Elizabeth Cole all day, every day. I want this girl's entire collection. It's never going to happen. Let's just be completely honest here. But I love her. She is the most beautiful historical, and she's just the best. Ivy Ling. Okay, Ivy is getting S tier because she is the only Jess Mold historical still to this date. And the sad part is she's not even a historical. She's a best friend, but she is so superior to Julie. And she also deserves a better collection. That's why the only outfit I have for her is her meat outfit. And I think she only had like 2 other outfits, which is really sad because Ivy deserves so much more than that. She's absolutely stunning. Then we've got Ruthie. I'm putting her down here with Courtney because I don't want Courtney to be alone. And the fact that the Ruthie I have is actually one of the ones I inherited from my little sister because I had Kit. So my grandparents bought my sister Ruthie, and I've just never really liked her. She is growing on me the more like I have her, but she's never really been one of my absolute. I think she's the weakest best friend in my personal opinion. There's nothing really special about her. And she looks like Truly Me 41, who is like one of my least favorite Truly Me's. But anyway, my friends, there you have it, my tier ranking of all of the historical American Girl dolls. I believe there are 23 of them, so we might not be doing this again until another one releases in maybe 2 years. Wow, I don't even know if hopefully I'll still be making videos by then. But anyway, let me know down below what American Girl belongs at the tip top of your S tier. Who is your Elizabeth Cole? If you have not already, give this video a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to join the fam, and tap that really cool notification bell so you know the exact moment I post a new video. Have a blessed day, and I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, everybody.